The lighting upgrades in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on PC seem to be quite significant and are causing something of a stir online. Some people are stating that those upgrades could have been afforded to the PS5 Pro version of the game in a 30 FPS mode. I guess we won't know the performance hit for enabling the upgraded lighting until the PC version releases. But does this seem plausible? What do you think, Oliver? It seems plausible, but obviously the resolution would reduce, or some other mitigation would be needed to hit the performance budget.
Yeah, I'm actually very curious to see how this shakes out. I'm going to be very interested to see what Alex's coverage looks like in this title when it releases in January, because to me, at least, going through by the screenshots that people have looked at online, it seems to basically be mostly a difference that you see in cutscenes, where you get this... Right. Improved lighting presentation where maybe the shadows are higher resolution fine and the lighting setups are just different in terms of the position of like the key light, the fill light, all these things. They're just different. They're tweaked in kind of a cinematic sense. Like obviously the lighting setups in cutscenes are not like systemic lights that you'd see in games. These are hand placed, carefully arranged, and it just seems like the arrangement might be different in some scenes. So yeah, it's unusual to me. I would presume there's some performance hit, at least to some of those elements there. But when I looked through the trailer initially, a lot of elements during gameplay at least seem pretty similar. Like when you look at the lighting in the environments, the presentation of GI or lack thereof or whatever, it looks pretty similar there. When you look at the shadow draw, the CSMs there, that kind of cascade line, it's at a similar distance, and the resolution of the cascade close to the camera is pretty high, and the cascade close further afield is much lower. So to me, at least, it seems like they are addressing lighting in this game for sure, but it's not addressing lighting in this game in a way that would really follow from, I think, common critiques of this game's lighting, if you get what I'm saying. Maybe it's more in the cutscenes. At least that's from the like 30 seconds of footage that we have. It's so brief here to try to do any kind of analysis on it, but at least that's my judgment thus far, that it mostly applies to the cutscenes, I think.
Okay, yeah, it seems fair enough. I guess we just don't really know what we're going to be seeing until the game actually launches. I'd be curious to know why they would add these changes, or whether they were just sort of possibly planned for PlayStation but not implemented. I don't know. The concept of adding developmental effort on a PC port, it's not very Square Enix like, based on what we saw from Final Fantasy VII Remake. So yeah, I'd be interested to see how that one all plays out. But what I'd like to see is just like the thing that stuck out to me from your coverage, Oliver, was just that the level of detail transitions were really quite rough on console.
Yes.
I'd hope to see that addressed. Is there anything else you'd like to see addressed there, John?
I'd like it to not stutter.
That's
Final Fantasy VII Remake had major issues with that. This is a UE4 game,
yes,
and it's an open world game, and traditionally PC UE4 open world games have not run very well at all in that regard. So can they get this under control? We'll see. I'm also skeptical of the improvements still, because all we have is this like very short cinematic-y trailer, and those types of things, it's more like a I'll believe it when I see it kind of thing. I want to see what the final product actually looks like to better understand what the heck's going on. It's really hard to tell like why it looks different from a trailer like this.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
still much to be learned, I think.